practices and in your teaching in your teaching journey. First of all, as you know, turning the camera on is mandatory, so please turn your cameras on and try to have the contact between me and you. Yes, please. Thank you, Ms. Sabine. So turning the camera on is mandatory. So please make sure that you're turning your cameras on. This is number one. Number two, in today's session, we're going to introduce what do we mean by teacher standards workshop. I'm going to introduce the rubrics that are going to be used to assess your work through these 10 weeks. And I'm going to show you the professional learning community that we're using in TIS and Tarbiyah Islamiyya School, because you're going to share your experiences there with the colleagues. I'm going to show you how to upload your materials on OneDrive also, because you're going to upload the assignments in this session or in this workshop on OneDrive. What I want to tell you also that today is our first session, okay? It's very okay if you leave the session without let's say, if not knowing too much what do we mean by standards, what do we mean by teacher standards in Saudi Arabia, what do we mean by domains, what do we mean by main standard, all of these things. If we finish today's session and you still feel that you are confused, it's okay. Okay, so yeah, because every time we give this workshop, we start with or I start telling my participants and the trainees that it's okay if you don't understand at the beginning what do we mean by standards or what do we mean by domains. Also, in the second workshop, you will start, let's say, understanding a little bit. In the third workshop, you will be so, let's say, aware of the practices and of the standards, and then step by step until we reach the 10th workshop. Okay, so as we said in today's session, it's just an introduction. What do we mean by all of these things and how we're going to organize our work. Okay, so first of all, let me share my screen and share the PowerPoint with you. So today's objectives or today's goals for the Teacher Standards Workshop, I'm going to introduce for you the program. What are the objectives of this program? How do we apply it? The methods, the responsibilities, and the rubrics that are going to be used to assess your work. We're going to solve any technical issue regarding implementing the program. As I told you, OneDrive and Yammer, the PLC, are very essential in our program. So we have to check that we are, these applications are working properly, so we don't have any technical problems. We are going to identify the quality items of evidence to demonstrate the understanding and implementing the program, and we're going to meet each other and introduce each other to ourselves. Okay, before starting with the program overview, I would like each one of you to take 2 minutes to introduce herself. Tell me what is the subject that you're teaching, in which department are you working, and if you have any teaching experience before or not. Let's start let's start with Ms. Zamzam, since she raised her hand. Then we're going to go in order. Yes, Ms. Zamzam, go ahead, please.
Hi, sorry, there's a lot of noise here. I'm at the theater. My name is Zamzam. I'm new this year, and I'm teaching 7 and 8 ADP. I've had teaching experience before, about 15 years. And what else did you ask us to include?
So you have a teaching experience, and
yes.
You're teaching grades 7 and 8, and you're working as an English teacher, right?
Yes, English.
English teacher in the diploma department, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You're welcome, Ms. Zamzam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's move to Miss Ala. Yes, Miss Ala.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ala Mirza. I worked as an English teacher for almost a year, and I worked with special education as well because I have 2 degrees in English literature and special education, and I also worked as a translator. And currently I'm in Jordan, and I can't wait to meet you all in Saudi Arabia.
You're welcome,
And I'm
Miss.
teaching right now 2nd grade.
In the primary section, right? A national. National or international diploma?
It's a diploma, I think. Yeah.
Is it diploma with Miss Atarid or with Miss Nuha?
With Miss Nuha.
With Miss Nuha.
Yeah.
Okay. You're welcome, Miss Ala.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move to Miss Sabine. Yes, Miss Sabine.
Hello, my name is Sabine Al-Din. I'm from Lebanon, and I have been teaching for like 9 years now. I'm still in Lebanon. I'm relocating to Saudi Arabia soon, hopefully, and I'm teaching grades 9 and 11.
9 and 11. In the
National.
ADP or national? National.
National. National.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Miss Sabine. You're welcome. Thank you. Miss Sumaya.
Thank you.
Miss Sumaya. Miss Sumaya, are you with us? Yes, can you introduce yourself for us, please? Okay, Miss Aisha. Miss Aisha. Okay, let's move to Miss Hibai.
Hi, my name is it says Hiba there, but actually my name's Hibaq, so it's got a Q at the end.
Hiba?
Yes, but it says Hiba there. I don't know why it says Hiba there. So yeah, I'm in the UK at the moment. I have experience from lecturing at university grades to my specialism at this past couple of years was secondary biology, but in Saudi Arabia, I'll be teaching early years grade 1 English, which I've taught in the UK as well before. So I'm in the American diploma side, and I look forward to joining you guys as well.
You're most welcome, Miss Hiba. Okay. So thank you all for introducing yourselves. As I said, I've introduced myself at the beginning of the workshop, and we're going to spend 10 weeks together to understand and implement together the best practices in TIS. Okay, what is the program overview? This program, as I told you, we call this program the Teacher Standards, in Saudi Arabia. In TIS, we have a project, or actually we had a project before 4 years, and we are still using or implementing the strategies of this project till these days. One of our goals in this project was, the project was called From Good to Great, and it had a lot of initiatives. One of these initiatives or of these outcomes was to build the teacher's capacity. Okay, so one of our goals or main goals was building teachers' capacity in order to improve the learning outcomes in our students' performance. So the project aimed to improve the learning outcomes, and so we put as a goal building the teachers' capacity. So we come up with this program, which is the Teacher Standards program. The Teacher Standards isn't standards created by TIS. It's the standards. Now you will see later and after some slides. This program is an international program, the Teacher Standards. It was created by a lot of expertise in the education field, and they came up with these standards. What is the teacher capacity building program? The goal of program is to gradually build the teacher's capacity at school. So we're going to build our capacity at school gradually. The program is based on the EEC standards. Now you will see what is the EEC standards. The program duration is 10 weeks, as I told you. The program model is based on direct classroom implementation and professional learning communities. So everything we're going to take in the workshop is going to be implemented in your classrooms. And I am sure that you are implementing now. Now you are implementing a lot of standards, but you don't know that these are the standards we are focusing on. Okay, so because of that, at the beginning of the workshop, I told you that we're going to put a frame for our practices. You will know that when I practice this in my classroom or with my colleague, it is called something in the teacher standards practices. Okay, after finishing the program, all of you can implement the standards in your classes daily. Okay, and also you're going to be evaluated based on your practices and the pieces of evidence you're going to support me or provide me with. Okay, so here, now I have something called the standards, I have something called evidence. Okay, don't forget these things. So piece of evidence and standards. Okay, so what is the EEC? The Education Evaluation Commission. Okay, so the program is based on EEC standards. What is EEC standards? The Evaluation Commission. Okay, what are the basic uses of these standards, the standards that we're going to study? First of all, the educational and professional licensing. As you know, as teachers, we have to take the license of teaching, okay, in KSA. Years ago, many years ago, the procedure was as the following. We go to the Ministry of Education, we make an interview, and then we do an exam, and after that they give us the result. Okay, now in Saudi Arabia, the process has been changed. How? You have to take the teacher standards workshop. Okay, after taking this workshop, this is 1 credit that you have taken the workshop. After that, they will see the certificate that we are going to give you. Is it certificate of attendance or certificate of passing, that you have passed the program? According to this, you're going to take the license. Why it was changed? Because, as I told you, the program depends on the practical pieces of evidence that you're going to provide me with. It's from your classes. It is real evidences or pieces of evidence. You're going to give me real practices. So, according to this, the Ministry of Education is going to be sure that you are a teacher and you're implementing all of these strategies in a very good manner or in a right way. Okay? Another basic use of the standards, the teacher preparation program, and this is the program is to prepare you to implement the best practices. The teacher's evaluation, all of the evaluation forms used in TIS are based and built on the teacher standards. Some of you took with me the workshop, the evaluation workshop, and one of them was Sabine, right? Do you remember the categories? Yes. And categories that we talked about and we discussed about? All of these categories are built on the teacher standards. Okay, so when I say, for example, you have to be ready, you have to, for example, the assessment of the students should be constructive assessment. For example, when I said you have to use the application, the interactive application, all of these things in the teacher evaluation form are taken from the teacher standards. Okay, so you will know on which categories you're going to be evaluated. And of course, the teacher's professional development. Okay. Here, the program overview. We're going to start with the program introduction, today's session. Then we're going to move to the second session, standards overview. I'm going to show you all the standards together in session number 2. So you're going to be introduced to all the standards together. Then in workshop number 3, I'm going to show you what do we mean by evidence and how do you provide your evidence. Plus, I'm going to talk about standard 1. In workshop number 4, you're going to talk about the standards evidence again and standard number 1 also. In workshop C here, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Because of that, I told you, it's okay in the first 4 sessions to feel that you are confused. Okay, because in session number 4, we are still in standard number 1. After that, in session number 5, I am sure that everything is going to be smooth with you and you're going to run smoothly in this workshop. We're going to talk about standard 2 and 3. Then the week after, 4 and 5. The week after, 6 and 7, 8 and 9. And then we're going to talk about standard number 10. After that, in the next term or term number 2, you are going to present your final project. Okay? So this is the overview of the program. Right. Our workshops. How are we going to do, or what are we going to do in our workshop in every single session? In each session, at the beginning, you are going to reflect on your previous practices. Okay, so in each session, I'm going to show you, or I'm going to name the standard for you. I'm going to give you the title of the standard. I'm not going to explain anything. I'm just going to give you the title of the standard, and you are going to reflect on your previous practices. After you reflect on your previous practices, I'm going to introduce this standard for you. We're going to discuss it together, we're going to understand it together, and we're going to relate our practices to this standard. After we finish discussing it, and I make sure 100% that you have understood this standard, I'm going to give you the assignment. I will tell you this is the assignment for next session. The assignment is 2 types or 2 kinds. One of them is going to be an individual assignment. You do it by yourself. Every single participant is going to do this assignment and upload it to me. And one assignment is going to be a group assignment. You're going to be divided into groups, and each group is going to provide me with the group assignment. Okay? And through the week, of course, because you have an assignment, one of them is individual and one of them is a group assignment, so you're going to implement individually and in collaboration within your group to provide me with the assignment. Before I continue, until here, is there any question? Any question about this?
What does the assignment consist of? So like the individual assignment, what would it consist of? Is it like a written word assignment? Is it a portfolio based? Like, excellent. What is it?
Great question. Thank you, Hiba. All of you now are going to create their individual folders, okay, or portfolios on OneDrive. I'm going to show you how, okay? In this portfolio or in this folder, you're going to divide the sessions, or you're going to divide the folders. You will put subfolders. Session number 1 or workshop. Look, here from this workshop, you don't have individual assignment. You're going to start from workshop number 2. So you're going to call it workshop 2, workshop 3, 4 until the 10th one. The individual assignment is going to be basically assessment for yourself. You're going to assess yourself. Okay, for example, I give you the standard. One of the standards says, I have to implement technology in my classroom. So you're going to reflect on that standard on your practices. You're going to say, what are the strength points related to this standards? And what are the points to be improved in my practices related to this standard? Okay, but of course, it's not going to be taken as assessment for you at the end of the workshop. This is just a self-assessment, so you can know where you stand now and what are you going to do next. This is for the individual assignment. Another individual assignment is going to be participation on Yammer. As I told you at the beginning, Yammer is the professional learning community that we have in TIS. The idea of Yammer, just like LinkedIn or Facebook, but it is professional learning community. Okay, so you're going to share practices, share ideas and experiences with your colleagues. Okay, and I'm going to show you in this session, I'm going to show you how to join Yammer. Okay, so this is about the individual. About the group work or the group assignment is going to be real evidence, practical evidence for this standard. Yani you bring from your work as a group, from your work, you bring me an evidence that you are implementing this standard in your classroom. Okay? Let's continue now. So after that, yes, as I told you at the beginning here, I have something called the professional learning community, which is Yammer, and I'm going to show you how you share it or how you join it, and the individual and the group portfolios. In these portfolios, you will have individual portfolios and you have a group portfolios, and I'm going to show you how to create these portfolios on OneDrive. Before I show them to you, let's agree on the workshop norms together. First of all, we will always be punctual. Me as a trainer and you as participants. Please, being punctual is a very important point here in our workshop because we're going to discuss a lot of things, a lot of evidences and standards. So please don't be late or don't leave early. Yani let's agree together that we coordinate with the deputies in our departments, that we make sure we don't have classes from 1 to 2:30. Okay? We will be prepared, of course. We will be fully present. Today, I didn't ask the rest of you to turn the cameras on, but please, starting from next time, let's turn our cameras on. We will work as a team. We will be involved. We will operate and we will use humor. We will be responsible and we will be guided by the TIS mission and vision. Okay? Now let's start with the OneDrive and the Yammer. My first question, did all of you now have access to the school's OneDrive? If any one of you doesn't have the access, yes, please tell me. So Zamzam has access. Excellent. Sabine, do you have the access to the OneDrive?
I think so, yes.
You have you're shared with the folders from Miss Omnia and your colleagues on OneDrive. Did you use it before or not yet?
Yes, I have used it before. Some of the teachers sent me files using OneDrive, yes.
Excellent, great. Miss Aisha? Okay, I'm asking Miss Aisha and Miss Maryam. Are you with me, Miss Aisha and Miss Maryam? Are you following up with me? Miss Fatma Hamid?
Yes.
Are you with me, dear?
Yes.
Do you have an access to the OneDrive, Miss Fatma?
Yes, I have.
Great. Miss Hiba?
Yeah. Is it just the ADP one that I should have access to?
Yes. But you have access to OneDrive, right?
Yeah.
So, all of you now know how to go to OneDrive, right? You know how to access the OneDrive, right? Ala, Miss Ala, also you have the access, right? Great. And I have teacher Maria. Miss Maria, you have just joined. Miss Maria Al-Ghamdi. Miss Maria Al-Ghamdi, are you with me? Okay. So in order to make sure that all of you know how to access the OneDrive, I'm going to show you how to do it from our emails. So after you sign in into your email, here you go to the 4 points at the left, and then you click on it and you go to OneDrive. Okay? There. Now, during next week or through next week, you are going to have a notification, to receive a notification that I have added you to a group. I will create the main group as a trainer. Okay, so I'm going to create the group. Excellent. Ms. Zamzam, yes, go ahead, please.
Ms. Hill, I just wanted to ask you, since this meeting is being recorded, I'll be attending till the end of the meeting, but can you send us the link so
Sure.
I can rewatch
Sure,
it?
Ms. Zamzam, now you are in the team which is called Teacher Standards, okay? Now, as you see, we are recording the session. After we finish the session, you will go to the link, Teacher Standards Workshop, 14th of October, and you can watch it again.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So you will receive a notification that I have created the main folder like this. I'm going to show you one of the previous folders to make the work easier for you. Okay, so here, I'm going to search for one in English. I think I have. Yes, here. Okay, so here, no, not this one. I'm sorry. I want to show you something from the previous teacher's work, so just give me a second. Great. Okay. So this one, like this one, okay, I'm going to make it easier for you, even if it's written in the Arabic or in Arabic, I'm going to show it to you how we do it. So first of all, you will be shared with the main folder, as I told you. It's called it's going to be called Teacher Standards Workshop First Term 2021. Okay? After you click on that folder, you will find, first of all, a folder called Individual and Group Work. Individual and Group Work. Okay? When you click on that folder, this is your task. When you click on the folder Individual and Group Work, you are going to click on New Folder, and you're going to create a folder with your name. Here, Hala Al-Adam. Okay? Again, I will show you, I will share with you the main group, which is going to be a title as Teacher Standards Workshop First Term 2021. After you click on it, you will find a folder. This folder is called Individual and Group Folders, or Individual and Group Assignments. After you click on it, you will go and create a new folder and write your name on it. Okay? What else you're going to find in this folder? Before each workshop, you're going to find a folder named with the workshop. For example, workshop 1, workshop 2. Now I didn't create it because I didn't know your names. But after the workshop, I will create this folder. Okay, so I have, for example, you will find workshop 2. After you click on workshop 2, you will find every single material related to that workshop. The PowerPoint presentation, the examples, the assignment, and everything related to that workshop. The OneDrive folder and creating your individual folder. Is it clear? Or you need to ask anything?
Yes, it's clear.
Excellent.
To me, it's clear.
Anyone has any question until now? Great. So after I share with you the folder, you create your individual folder or portfolio. Okay? Let's move now to as I told you, Yammer is a professional learning community. That you are going to participate and share your experiences with the colleagues, and it is a very main criteria to be evaluated and pass this program. Yani participating in Yammer is obligatory in this level because it's one of the criteria we are going to be calculated to pass this program. Okay? Did you see the way how we went to OneDrive? The same way from our email. طبعا after that you can download the application. It has an application. Okay, but I will show you the formal way to go to Yammer. From our email, I click on the, do it with me if you want, or just wait until I do it in front of you, then you do it on your accounts. You click on the same button. You either find it here called Yammer. If you don't find it here in this list, you click on all apps. After you click on all apps, you scroll down to the letter Y. Okay? You will find it Yammer. Click on it. Then it will be directing you to the professional learning community we have, Yammer. Yeah, do it. I want you to do it now. Open it now and check that you are done with it. After you finish joining or opening Yammer, write on the chat that you're done. Excellent, Sabine. Excellent, Hiba. I need all of you to go to Yammer to check that they don't have any problem. All of you, please. If you need any assistance, just tell me. Turn the mic on and tell me. So I'm still waiting for Ms. Zamzam.
Hi, Miss Hala.
Hi, Suhad. How are you?
Fine, alhamdulillah. Sorry, I joined late, so how can I check Yammer? I heard about it in the morning train.
Oh, so you open your Microsoft email, the email, okay? From our email, this is the Outlook, okay? This is our email, the school's email. From your email, you click on this, okay?
Yes.
And you choose Yammer. If you don't find it in this list, you click on all apps, scroll down to the Y, letter Y, and you will find it here.
Yes, I found it.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. What about the rest,
Miss
Ms. Zamzam?
I'm looking for it. I'm just trying to connect to the internet on my laptop.
Okay, so you're still looking for it?
I'm connecting to the internet now. I should find it in a moment.
Okay, Miss Ala.
Yes, I got it.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. What about Miss Aisha and Miss Maryam Muzrashi? Are you with us, ladies? Please, I need you to confirm your. Okay, Miss Fatma. Miss Fatma. Fatma Al-Hamid. Okay, what about Miss? Okay.
I'm sorry, Ms. Heather, can you please repeat one more time what we're supposed to be looking for?
Sure. Okay. So after we sign in to our accounts or emails, we click on this one. Okay. We click on this button and we choose Yammer. If it's not here, I go to all apps. Then I scroll down to the letter Y. I will find it here and I click on it.
Okay, found it.
Excellent. Now, as you can see from your accounts, we have a lot of communities in this or in Yammer. Okay, so Yammer is the very large community and we have sub-communities there. Every community is talking about or concerning something. For example, I have the digital literacy, I have the teacher standards, I have the STEM community, I have the TBL community. For now and for our program, I want you all to find the teacher standards community, this one. It's called Teacher Standards معايير المعلم. And join it. Join it from here. So find this community. You will find it on the left here because I'm joined. It gives me join. I want you to join it. Yeah. So after I'm in Yammer, I will find the Teacher Standards معايير المعلم. It's written in Arabic and English and join it. Yeah, if you're done, say excellent Zamzam. The others, if you're done, write done. Excellent Sabine. Excellent Fatma. Yeah, I'm waiting for you, Miss Suhad and Miss Ala. Excellent Suhad. Excellent Ala and excellent Hiba. Thank you. So now you are in Yammer. Right. If you navigate now in Yammer, you will recognize that it is like LinkedIn, if we're talking about something professional, or Facebook. We have posts and we have comments. But these posts and comments are about our practices in school. Listen carefully to the things I'm going to tell you about now because they are very important. In Yammer, you will find a lot of communities, as I told you. You will find, let me open it, you will find the TBL community, the digital literacy community, the all company community, okay, and the teacher standards. You can join whatever community you want, okay, and you can share your experiences in whatever community you want. You can share pictures, you can share videos of your classes, you can share your lesson plans, an activity that you did with your students, whatever you want, in any community you want. But in order to pass this program, because as I told you, some participations are mandatory, right? In order to pass this program, the only participation calculated are in this community, which is the teacher standards. Now, when I show you the rubric, one of the items of the rubric is Yammer participations. I will go to Yammer and count and see your participations. I'm not going to count the participations in other communities because this is a very large community, ladies. If I follow up with all of the communities that you're participating in, I'm going to be lost. Okay, so the community, the official community for our workshop, for our program, is the Teacher Standards community. This one, the Teacher Standards community. From here, I'm going to check your participations. From here, I'm going to count your participations. But again, that doesn't mean you are not allowed to participate in other communities. Of course you can. Okay, but they are not going to be calculated in your passing rubric. Is this clear? Is it clear, ladies? Okay. Now, what can we share in Yammer in the Teacher Standards community? If you open on Yammer, you will find here, for example, one of the teachers is sharing. Let me show you something in English. I want to show you something in English so you can understand. All of them are sharing in English and in Arabic because a lot of teachers are Arabic teachers and a lot of teachers are English teachers. So you can share whatever language you want and whatever evidence you want. As you see here, while I'm scrolling down, the teachers are sharing pictures, videos, documents, and they are writing something called reflection. I'm going to show you how we write the reflection later. I'm going to teach you how to we write the reflection. But let me just, in order to make it easier, I'm going to write an English teacher's name here. Okay, and we will see one of her participations. See here, she shared with us a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, no, wait, this is not an. As you see here, it showed me that she is sharing it in another community, which is the distance learning. Because of that, I said, pay attention. We are going to focus on the teacher standards. One, okay. See here. So one of the teachers shared with us something she is thinking about. She said, thinking time is very important when assigning a question or during discussions with your students, especially for the young ones. It allows them time to think about their answers more effectively, learn about patience, and more importantly, learn how to follow rules and be disciplined. So here, her colleague answered and she commented to her participation. She said, I absolutely agree with you, and she shared another video as a reply on her participation. Here, for example, I commented to her participation and I said, I agree with you, Ms. Nadia, especially when we don't mention the duration of this time to our students so they can think and be creative in their thinking. After we have presented the 10 main standards, can you relate this practice to one of these standards? So from this example, what can you figure out? From this example that I showed you, what can you figure out? What are the kind of participations that we're going to do or we're going to create? What do you think?
We need to share things related to our language or to our classes.
Excellent.
Or to things that we do in our classes.
Bravo. So you share your experiences, your practices in your classes, you comment on each other's practices, so you have so you share the experiences together, plus after you are introduced to the standards, you have to link it to which standard. Okay, so I'm going to show you another example, and the teacher is mentioning the standards. Let me show you just one, if I have one. Here, for example, the following video I have applied standard 8.5, which is develop critical and creative thinking skills, as well as applying few techniques from Teach Like a Champion book, Habits of Discussion, Everybody Writes, and Wait Time. So here, when she shared the video, she connected it to the standard. So after you are presented to the or introduced to the standards, you're going to connect also the participations you're adding on Yammer to these standards. Is Yammer and participation on Yammer clear now for you, or you have any question?
It's clear for me.
Excellent. The others, is it clear? Okay, let us continue. So now we are done with Yammer. See here, what are the participations that are going to be calculated for you on Yammer, and what are the participations which are not allowed or not going to be calculated on Yammer? If you're asking and answering questions related to your practices and the teacher's standards, approved طبعا. Sharing an evidence, sharing something from your practices, also approved. Sharing application models for the standards. Yani, you took a standard, a specific standard, and you shared with us how we apply it in our classes. Commenting effectively on latest participations, just like we realize now between Nadia and Marianne. They were commenting effectively on each other's. طيب. Not acceptable, sharing encouraging statements. The ready statements from the internet and you just copy it and paste it. This is not acceptable and not going to be calculated as a participation. Not mentioning the relation between the participation and the standards. If you see, some of the teachers put the participation, and what did I do there? I commented. What did I ask her? Can you relate it to the standard? And I'm helping her to remember that she has to relate it to the standard. Now you will ask, how I'm going to relate it to the standard? It's okay to ask this now. You're not going, now you are confused. But after we take the standards, in every week, I will show you what are you going to do on Yammer. Okay? Also, participations should be related to the teacher's standards workshop. Okay? Now, we did this activity together. You accessed Yammer and you logged in there. Okay? The last thing we're going to talk about the rubrics. The rubrics to evaluate your work. We have 3 types of rubrics. The first one, rubric used to assess your individual work, individual performance, individual portfolio. The second one, the group homework, because I told you that you will have a group assignment. And the third rubric, the group portfolio. Okay? For the individual rubric, I'm going to evaluate you based on the following. Attendance and punctuality. Please, after the workshop and after I upload these documents, I want you to go read them. Read the acceptable, below expectations, meet expectations, and the exceeds expectations, okay? So read the items and what are you going to do in order to meet the expectations, ladies? Okay, now you have to pass the workshop. If you want to pass the workshop, at least you have to meet the expectations. So read these items in order to know what to do in order to meet the expectations. Okay, so the criteria: attendance and punctuality, Yammer posts. Okay, so as you see here, you are asked to post 3 posts per week on Yammer. Okay, starting from next week, not from this week. Yammer posts quality, as I told you in the previous slide. Individual file completion, it should be completed, the individual folder. For the group homework, rubric, the evidence quality, because the homework, as I told you, it's going to be about bringing evidence about your work. The standards evidence reflection quality, I'm going to show you how to reflect on that evidence. Spelling and grammar, and the deadline. Okay, and the deadline. For For the group portfolio, the whole portfolio, you're going to be evaluated based on the final project you're going to submit in term 2. Organizational skills, يعني every single document is in its right place. The group homework also, and that's it. طيب, how I'm going to calculate all of these? I'm going to calculate your individual result, your group performance result, and the final result. So for example, here in your individual result, I'm going to calculate them here. So for example, you took 2, and here you took 4, so here you took 6. So this participant qualifies for an achievement certificate. Okay, so I'm going to sum up the individual results and the group performance results. طيب. Certification criteria, unaccepted, so there's no certificate for you. And I'm sure that no one is going to be or to submit unaccepted work. Below expectations, attendance certificates, only attendance certificate. Meet expectations, achievement certificate, and exceed expectations, achievement certificate with honors. Okay? And last term, 4 of my English teachers took the achievement certificate with honors. And they were like you, by the way, in workshop number 1 and session 1, just looking at me like this. So I understand that. Starting from week 2, inshallah, everything is going to be much easier and more clear. Okay? طبعا, because today we didn't talk about any standard, we took 1 hour explaining, but starting from next week, we're going to take the whole 1.5 hours because we will have practical exercises and activities in our session. Okay? Before we leave, do you have any question, any inquiry, any comment? Go ahead.
No, thank you, Ms. Hala. Thank you very much for your efforts.
Everything is clear for you now? Okay. So, I wish you the best of luck, inshallah. As I told you, I'm going to share with you the folder. You can create your individual folders and see you next week, inshallah. Take care.
See you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.